guys, so I'm back and I'm going to do a review on the MAC Mineralized Charged Water Skincare that came out, I guess about a month ago. I had it in one of my hauls and I asked you guys if anybody wanted a review on these products, and a lot of you said yes, so that's what I'm doing. So I use these products, I'm gonna say, for about 2 weeks. So now I feel like I have used it a good enough time to let you know what I think of it. I wasn't sure at the time that I did the haul if this was limited edition or it was gonna be, permanent. As far as I know from right now, I was told that it was permanent, but I still can't really tell you if that's the case. I'm just going by what I was told. I didn't look up any descriptions or anything like that because I wanted this to solely be from my experience and not to be influenced by anything that was in the description telling me what it should be doing or anything like that. That is what I went by, and then you guys can, go from my my opinion and my experience, and then I guess check out the website, see what their description is, see if it matches, and see if it's something that you think will work for you. So I will say my skin is normal to dry, and the reason why I say normal to dry is because I do have dry skin, but my skin is only dry in certain areas and not all the time. I do have oily lids. The rest of my face just has like dry areas and patches that show up here and there. So like around my highlighting area, around my crease area, and right under my brow, I get like really dry skin that I have to exfoliate separately. And sometimes, even as I'm doing makeup, sometimes it gets picked up and I have to like stop and, get into it and then retreat it and whatever. So that's the type of skin that I have. So this way it gives you an idea on how it works on, dry skin or sort of normal to dry skin. Okay, I'm going to talk about each product individually, let you know what I think of it and what it did for me and how I used it. So I'm going to start with the Charged Water Skin Hydrating Mist. It looks like this, and then you can see how much of it I used, and that's in a couple of weeks. Okay, so this will last a pretty good amount because I used it every day, a couple of times a day for 2 weeks, and so that's pretty good to me. I don't know. And this says that it's a revitalizing energy charged water skin hydrating mist. And then the way you apply it is to close your eyes, spray evenly at least 6 inches from your face. You can use it anytime after cleansing, before moisturizing, and to reset applied makeup. So I used it to reset applied makeup just for the purpose of the video, to let you guys know if I felt that it reset the makeup. I do feel it reset the makeup and kind of gave it that extra boost. After I have been wearing it for like a good 6 hours or whatever, just kind of sprayed it. Let me see what it does. And it did give it that extra oomph. So I like that because I'm not one of those reappliers. I put it on in the morning if I'm going to wear makeup. And when I'm ready to take it off, I'm ready to take it off. I don't touch up even really my lips. I will later on, if anything, put on just like a lip gloss or some kind of tinted lip balm. I'm just not like a retoucher. You know what I mean? Like, it's on. I mean, unless I'm looking completely busted or something, I'm not trying to do all that. I don't carry like stuff in my bag except for lip products. I wanted to try that to see what it would do, and I felt like it, gave it a nice little boost and made it look kind of refreshed again, so that was good. I used it before moisturizing, let it sit, and it sinks right into the skin, so I like that about it. You don't have to kind of pat it in or anything. Just spray it, let it dry off on its own. And it doesn't have, I don't believe that it has glycerin in it like the Fix Plus does. So it doesn't leave you that dewy skin, it leaves you that hydrated looking skin, which is good because if you have dry skin and you want to use like a matte foundation, a lot of times if your skin is doing its business of dryness, you can look really powdery and almost even cakey even with a light foundation if you are using a matte finish on your skin. Or if you put powder on it and it's not the, it's not a powder that sinks in, it kind of sits on top, that type of thing. This is great to be able to use this and not get the whole dewy finish that you get after you have sprayed the Fix Plus. This will give you a refreshed, bright look. It will take away any type of powdery looking mess, but not make it dewy. Just hydrate it and help it to look more, I guess, refined and kind of just set into your skin. But it hydrates enough that you can carry a matte look without looking powdery and cakey and that type of stuff. I really like it. I think that it worked really well for hydrating my skin. I just kind of sprayed it throughout the day whenever my skin, you know, was really parched, or you know, and it came at the right time to use this spray because I was having quite a few issues with these dry areas that I get, and this worked really well to help me with those situations. I definitely would recommend this. Okay, so next I'm going to talk about the Charge Water Cleanser. It looks like this. So that's how much I've used. And it just says you can wipe over your face to clean and or to remove makeup. And it says follow by your moisturizer. What I did was I used this like after cleansing my face, exfoliating whatever I'm doing, and I use this to kind of just cleanse any leftover residue or whatever. And I also used it to remove makeup just to see how it removes the makeup, you know, how gentle it actually is and stuff like that. So I tried that. It really removes everything gently. That was my key thing, because I've used removers like this that, because of the dry areas, have left those areas drier than they were, almost like if I might as well have wiped with alcohol. And I felt that this did it gently. I didn't feel my skin to be dry. I felt it to still be moisturized and supple even after just using this, you know, to the touch, very smooth. Whereas I've used cleansers that once I wipe, I can feel like the dryness in the area, almost textured. And when you have like dry areas, it's really easy to tell because your skin almost feels cracked or something. So it's not cute. So I really like this cleanser because I felt it was gentle to my skin and even on my eyes, even though it doesn't specifically say it's for eyes or anything like that. So I definitely would recommend this as well. This Charge Water stuff is really working for me as a person with dry issues. Okay, now I'm going to talk about the face and body lotion. So this is what it looks like. It's a really, I'm just going to put some on the back of my hand so you can see the consistency. It's a really smooth texture that it has once you blend it in. So it's really nothing to see. Probably could just see a little bit of sheen. The one thing I gotta say about the stuff in this collection is that it really sinks in and then that's it. You don't feel it. You know that it has done its business, but you don't feel it like to the touch. You don't get that tacky. A lot of the times, you know, you want to let your moisturizer sink in before you put foundation and stuff like that. So maybe you wait 5-10 minutes if you have the time. You don't have to do none of that with this. Once you put it on, it sinks in maybe a couple, you know, maybe 60 seconds. And it sink in and you could go right in and put your foundation and you're good to go. I love it. Also, I used it on my elbows, which I get kind of some dryness on there as well. I used it on my arms and my hands. My hands tend to be really, really dry because I have Graves' disease, which is a thyroid disorder. So dryness is one of those things that happens to me a lot, which is why I'm constantly hydrating and probably why my lips have gotten worse in their dryness. I was talking about that in another video and somebody asked me, do I drink enough water? I do. I actually drink probably a couple of glasses more than what you're supposed to drink daily because of the fact that I have so much dryness due to the condition. My feet are always really dry, and if I don't keep them moisturized, they will crack on the heel, and my hands, you know, very dry to the touch. So I'm constantly moisturizing and doing, you know, using some kind of something. So I did try it for that as well. I used it on my hands and my elbows, and I really liked the way it felt. It didn't feel greasy afterwards. I can touch other things and not feel like I needed it to sink in. It sinks in really quick. For the face, it left my face smooth. Like I said, supple. I can put on whatever product I'm going to put on easily. I use MAC's Care Blend powder, and that sinks right into the skin, and this just helped it to go on even better and look really smooth and easy and nice, because on a regular basis, you guys know I don't wear foundation, you know, but I do like to sometimes even out my skin with like the Care Blend powder and stuff like that. I am wearing foundation today because I'm trying out a foundation that I'm going to share with you guys. I did use this today as well. I really like the way this works. I don't have anything bad to say about it. It really does give you good moisture without making you feel greasy. Okay. Next, and I don't know if I mentioned it, but I use this one during the day because I use the gel at night. But you can use this day and night, whatever. I just felt it was lighter, so I thought that it would work better for me during the day while I was testing it out. Okay, next I'm going to talk about the moisture gel. So it looks like that. It has some richness to it, but lightweight richness. So it's not like a Moisture Lush. Moisture Lush, if you've ever used it, I believe it's discontinued now. But if you ever used it, you put it on, it still leaves like this thick film. Like, I like it for sleeping because, you know, it's almost like a moisturizing mask, if you will. But I really like the way that this one goes on and sinks into the skin. Yet again, all these products sink into the skin and you don't have any waiting time. They just really work with hydrating your skin, but I also feel that if you have oily skin, it's not going to affect that. I don't feel it's going to make your skin oilier, even though they are hydrating products, because they're not greasy. You know what I'm saying? They are lightweight, but still do the job. So this one I used at night, and I put, you know, I just kind of dot in the areas and then just kind of blend it in. I put it everywhere, even on my lids. Like I said, I have oily lids. I didn't feel that it made my lids oilier or anything like that. It kind of just sunk into the skin, and when I woke up in the morning, my skin was smooth and supple and really just soft and nice looking. And the truth is, while I was using these products, I got tons and tons of compliments on my skin. I felt that when I use this stuff, you know, I don't even think you need to use it all together, just the products individually, that my skin looks so radiant and energized and revitalized and just bright and healthy. I just really like this whole charged water deal. For me, being a person with dry areas in my skin and stuff like that, I think that it's very hydrating, very smooth. It makes your skin look healthy and energized and awake, and I just think it's, so far, these four are amazing. So I'm going to move on to the last one, which is the Mineralized Moisture Eye Cream. This is what it looks like, and this is what I have used. Okay, with this, I was trying to replace my Bobbi Brown hydrating whatever, because I like the Bobbi Brown, but it is pricey. And with MAC, I of course have my discount, and you know, it's going to be cheaper for me. And if it's going to still do the job, then I would rather use something that's going to be more inexpensive and still do what I needed to do. I like this cream, again, for the smoothness that it brings to the skin. So I used it at night and I used it during the day. What I normally do is I use it under the eyes, around into the orbital bone, and then, you know, up into here, because I have that dryness going on right under my brows. So I really kind of massaged it in there, and then whatever's left, I kind of smooth it into the rest of my eye. It did not make my eyes any more oily than they already are, my lids. So don't worry about that if you have oily lids. In my experience, it didn't change it. It was still the same amount of oily that it always is. I just felt that it made the skin around my eyes smoother. It made it less dry in those areas. Like I told you, right around here, I have all that type of dryness. It really helped for me to not have to treat it so much. You know what I mean? Because I constantly have to be treating those areas, even just dotting. Like right here is a little spot. And I have a freckle that normally gets, I don't know, it gets this whole dry thing going to it. And I have to treat it with like moisturizer or something, let it sit for a minute, and then go in and, you know, exfoliate that little area right there to get rid of the flakiness. Same thing underneath the brow. I haven't had to do that really since I've been using this. And it's not to say that, you know, I didn't have that issue with the Bobbi Brown one either, but again, the Bobbi Brown one is more expensive, and I just wanted to see if I could find an alternative, and I feel like I did. I feel like my skin is much more smoother in those areas, and I think in combination they worked really well, but I think that on their own they will work really well if you want to combine them with other things that you already have. So all in all, I would say that this Charged Water skincare collection is really good individually and used together. I will definitely be using it individually and mixing it with other things, but I wanted to use everything together to kind of just give you an overall of what I thought about it. So I'm hoping that this was helpful for you guys, and that you will try these out, especially if you have dry skin or dry areas or things like that. I think it will work really well. It's just been a good experience with the products. So I do definitely recommend them. You don't have to get all of them. You know, if you have something that works for you, then, you know, do what you need to do. But if you are looking for some new skincare, I would definitely, in my experience with it, would recommend these products. And if you have any questions that I didn't answer, just put them down below. Yeah, that's it. So I'm gonna have this listed on my blog, so there's gonna be a link below. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.